Brooke.
I'm Todd.
And this is Football Friday.
Cheers.
This week on Football Friday, we'll be talking about the history of football.
The history of football?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I've got notes.
Is it a long and distinguished history?
Yes, but I didn't take that many notes.
Okay.
So, football has been around in different forms since the ancient times.
Which ancient times?
Ancient China, ancient Greece, ancient Rome, ancient Japan. Quite a few different versions of football have been played since
the beginning of recorded history?
Yes, since before then.
Wow.
Yep. So, in ancient China, there was a game called Cuju, which resembled modern-day football, sort of. In Cuju, two teams had to keep the ball up without falling and kick it through a circular hole in the middle of the pitch. The teams were not actually allowed to interact with each other, so they had to stay on their own sides of the pitch, and they just had to keep trying to score it.
Wow.
Yeah. In ancient Greece, a piskaros, definitely said that wrong, was a game that was played with two teams of 12 to 14 players. It allowed for full contact and usage of the hands. However, it more resembles rugby and American football than what we see as football today, because it was very, very violent.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think they still play something like that in Florence.
Yeah. Maybe.
I believe there is a game. I've seen a special about it.
In medieval times in England, an early form of football known as mob football would be played between neighboring villages with an unlimited number of players on opposing teams. So entire villages would play against each other. And actually, because of how violent the sport was and how many people actually died from playing it, it was attempted... I think actually Henry VIII did ban it. But it was attempted to be, they attempted to ban it in England for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So over time, football continued to be played in England in public schools, which would actually be like private schools in other countries. So like Eton, and there was another one. There's another one that I don't remember the name of. They're credited with helping in the creation of modern day football.
Okay.
So, sports clubs dedicated to playing football began in the 18th century. The first documented club to be referenced as being a football club was called the Football Club. Very creative. In Edinburgh, Scotland. Then the Football Association, or the FA in England, was formed in 1863 and is the oldest football association in the world.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is my last page of notes. In the beginning of the 20th century, with the popularity of international football, it was seen that a single body was needed to oversee association football. So in 1904, the, here's my French, Fédération Internationale de Football Association, or FIFA, was founded in Paris.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So the French organized the whole world.
It was France, Belgium, Switzerland, Spain, and one other country that I can't remember that were the ones that were going to oversee it, because England was going to do it and then they didn't, and so
maybe Netherlands. I don't know.
Oh, I think that was it. I think it was the Netherlands. Yep.
Good. I know. That the Dutch like their football.
Oh yes, they do. So that was all my notes.
Well, good. So we have not been playing since the 18th century.
No, we have not.
We've only been playing since the 20th century for me, 21st
have.
century for you.
Yeah, I wasn't even born in the 20th century.
Oh my goodness. Sorry to hear that. Or maybe that's good.
Maybe.
Us old timers, So.
Well, most people who play football now are from the 21st century, I think.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, I would say most of all the young rising stars.
Yeah.
So the old fogies, some of them are still 20th century.
Yeah. I know Harry Kane was born in 1993.
Oh, I thought that was 1863. Sorry, he just looks a little old. But what about the guy from Portugal? Who's was born probably in the 15th century and still playing. Oh wait, he just retired.
Yeah,
I think.
Pepe.
Yeah, Pepe.
Yeah, he retired before the beginning of the season.
Okay, but he's been playing. He knows the entire history. He probably was the first.
Yeah.
The founder.
Yeah. 44 is very old to be playing football.
I know. Yeah. Although I'd have to go backwards in time to get to 44 again. So, good. So, did you find any other interesting facts while you were researching that you didn't include in your notes, or you just?
Well, there was a lot, and I just used Wikipedia. I didn't, get to use too many other sources because I didn't have that much time.
Okay.
It's been a busy weekend.
Yes. Yeah. So we did watch a football game on Friday night.
Yes, and on Thursday.
Okay, yeah. And so Thursday was, which match was that? Was that England?
That was England, and they played Greece.
Okay. Yeah, and who won the game?
England.
Oh, okay. It looked like it was going to be a pretty one-sided match?
It did, yeah. I think it was pretty good.
Yep. So.
Sorry.
Yep. Adjust the settings real quick.
Yeah.
All right. That's okay. So I only stayed up for the first half, and it was 1-0 after one.
Yep.
And then England did better in the second half, I understand?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
I think they played really well in the second half.
Oh, good. And controlled the game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Greece had some really good moments as well, but I think England really pulled it out there.
Okay. And this is in the Nations League?
Yes.
Okay. And so those two were tied for points in the group, I think?
Yes.
Going into the game?
Greece has been playing really well. Actually, the last time they played in October, Greece beat England.
Oh wow. Okay, so I think then Greece probably had the first tiebreaker, but then with England beating Greece now, the head-to-head is even.
Yep.
Is it in the next tiebreaker is probably goal differential?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So if they both win their next game. I think that England needed the extra 2 goals to get up on goal differential.
Yep.
Okay, so it's still in doubt because England would have to win their next game.
Yes. Today.
Okay.
As of filming this.
Yeah. To take the lead in their group in the Nations League and automatic advancement.
Yep.
But I guess if Greece also wins their game, then it comes down to goal differential for the whole thing. So they both have the incentive to score lots of goals.
Oh yes, lots. They're England's playing Ireland today, and Greece. I don't know who Greece is playing.
Okay.
The other team that's in their group.
Yeah. Which
is Finland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that should be interesting. I think.
Yep.
Maybe we'll watch some games this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Also, we watched Friday night. We watched Switzerland play Serbia.
Yes, they did.
Good.
They tied 1-1, right?
Yes, they did. Okay. Honestly, to me, the Swiss played better for most of the game and missed a lot of chances.
Yeah. Well, Serbia, right? That's who they played.
Yep.
Serbia had a really good goalie.
Yeah, well, I think also I think the Swiss missed the goal on a lot of close opportunities where they had a pretty good chance at scoring. Although the Swiss goalie did make a nice save on a penalty shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I missed that. I went to bed early.
Yeah, I got to see that one. I stayed up for that since it was a Friday night and I didn't have to get up for work on Saturday morning. So that was good.
Yeah. I attempted to get up early Saturday morning and I still didn't.
Yeah, that one was interesting because the goalkeeper is new for us, right? We're used to seeing Jan Sommer in goal, but this was Kobo, I think.
Yeah.
And he committed to the right, but he and the ball was kicked straight back down the middle, and he was able to get a foot on it while diving to the right. So it was a pretty good save on his part, I think. So yeah, that saved Switzerland from going down 1-0, and then they were able to pot on a good shot. So, and then it was it was pretty late in the game when Serbia scored their goal, and just I don't know, the Swiss defense just forgot to cover some.
Well, they didn't have a kanji, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So...
That's
darn.
True. That was I think in that case, they were looking for an offsides call, but it was clearly onside. So as we learned in our last episode, this so I thought that was I think if the Swiss hadn't been complaining for the offsides and just gone to the player, to the ball, they would have been able to shut down that play.
Yep. Yeah.
That's just my opinion, and it's not worth anything. So,
well, I think football it's very fascinating. I mean, there's so many games like rugby, and there was another one that kind of like came from like all the same history of football, and at some point, they kind of split into two different games. Right, and I mean, we've seen rugby. It's really interesting, and it's not that similar. It's kind of like almost the opposite, where you don't really use your, I guess you do kind of use your feet.
Yeah, I think they can kick it through the uprights.
Like
but
American football.
Yeah. No, I think, the number of players on the side is different now too, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well, it depends. I guess the rugby has a rugby sevens as well, and with 7 players per side. And then I'm not sure about in the full game. I don't know that much about rugby.
Yeah, I don't either.
Maybe we need to start a rugby do the history of rugby.
Oh my God.
No, but it's certainly different in terms of how the teams line up, and it's much more physical.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that in rugby, I think the guys could get an arm lopped off and they'd still be playing and wouldn't go dive down.
Yeah.
So, but maybe they separated because rugby, the ball isn't perfectly round, and so in the areas where people didn't have a round ball, they started playing sports like football and like American football and rugby. And when they had the round ball, they stuck with football and soccer.
Well, I think the what happened was that people had different ideas of how it should be played, and that's kind of where it split off, because they were all played at schools before, and then I think actually there were kids at like rugby schools that were the ones that codified really the football rules.
Okay, well, good. Because they didn't want it to be too much like rugby?
I don't remember. I think it was just, they were told they needed to like record them and all that.
I'm still interested in the village versus village games. I mean, if you had one of the biggest villages, you could continue winning just by packing all your.
I mean, yeah.
Each time you play another village, you take out half of their population in the game.
I mean, that was like the big problem is that like people actually died during the game, and but they would have like certain landmarks in different villages. I think they played actually between the villages.
Okay.
So like there would be certain landmarks from like the one village that you'd have to get to or something, and it was very, very violent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Capture the flag in football, and I guess they didn't have any offsides rules in those games.
I don't think so. Probably not.
Yeah.
They didn't have like an actual pitch. They just like ran through the villages. I think they probably burned stuff down.
All right. So, what is on tap for football watching this week besides today's England and Ireland game?
There's not really much. People are, going back to their clubs from international break. So, I think there's not a Real Madrid game until next Sunday.
Okay.
Saturday or Sunday, but it's not at 9 p.m. So.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It's at 8:45. No, just kidding.
That would be funny. No, I think it's at like 6:15.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
But, yeah.
Good. All right. So. Have we been watching any Swiss League games or no?
No, but we should watch some more Young Boys.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Okay.
They're I don't think they're doing too well in the Champions League, unfortunately.
That can happen.
Yeah. But actually, maybe we should watch some FC Basel.
Yeah,
Apparently, FC Basel's really good.
Okay, maybe they'll make it to the Champions League next year if they win the Swiss League this year. So.
Thank you for listening to Football Friday, and don't forget to check out our regular weekly episodes of Wine Together. If you want to join the conversation, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok @WineTogetherPod.